welcome to Bum Masters, and today we're talking about Final Fantasy XIV, the live letter to new controversy, or in my opinion, a controversy, because this is something I honestly think is controversy, and we'll get into it. So, if you know, the live letter came out the 20th, and this is from the Final Fantasy XIV Discord. Thank you for Luna for translating it. Um, thank you for translating it, just saying it. So, what is going on? What is controversy? So, Final Fantasy XIV has had a rough start to Dawn Trail. And apparently they were talking about um, the Call Crescent feedback, and they wish people could enter the Falk Tower with pre-made alliances, which I can understand that, especially if the content is a lot harder. Because honestly, I haven't played, but from my understanding, from what people have been saying, it's been a lot harder, the whole system. And this is many of the players try to clear and prog the Folk Tower. As of yesterday, there have been more than 400 clears. Not 400 players, but 400 clears. And that's probably out of how many people have the servers. That's not a good number of how many people try. We felt the support through the system in DRS was a bit too high, so we needed to reduce it a bit. And I heard that was good too, so I don't understand why they're reducing it. Well, we'll see why we're reducing it, but I don't like it. We have what community calls Island Gotcha just to get into an instance in which you could queue into the Folk Tower. So it's essentially a lottery system just to get into a raid. And I'm going to assume, this is my assumption, that the raid is probably, like whatever we get from the raid, is probably needed for the legendary weapon. So if a lot of people are on the same island at once, it's going to be one of the things where a lot of people are going to be fighting for a spot. And some people may get it twice, which I think, again, is wrong to me as a player. Like, if people are grinding it out and, they want that legendary weapon, then, they should get it. Or the material for it, especially if you may need to go in how many other times just to get the gear, or if they have like a special thing like the mount and stuff. This lottery system. I know, honestly, I think this is sort of where a cultural maybe misdirection came in, because a lot of times, like, a lot of times Japan has like a lot of lottery systems for stuff. And for like, I was watching this YouTube, and this is my perception, so I could be wrong, and I'm sorry if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, please leave a comment. But it seems like they have a lot of stuff, like they have these pulley tickets where you pull it open and it has like a number and get a prize. And then they also have like lucky boxes, which is a sort of form of gambling. So it's not uncommon in Japan. I just think it's something that when brought overseas, a lot of Americans are like scratching their head like, what is this? Like, why is this a thing? And especially for content that you actually have to get into to queue up to either like, get a mount or get a gear, I think that's where the mistranslation comes in. If it was something where it was like the Cosmic Explosion, where it was a spinny wheel and you get it by essentially doing the cosmic missions and stuff, then I don't see a problem. But to me, it's more of a problem when you essentially have to wait and you get chosen. There's no way of essentially earning the stuff. I mean, granted, Americans have a big gambling problem, but that's a totally different story. But I don't think it's the way. I think there's sort of like a misconnect there. And here's where the kicker is. Yeah, it is difficult to get in the same island as a group of 48 people. We will implement a feature in patch 7.3 that allows pre-made alliances of 48 players to queue into the same instance at once. Okay, but that should have been something that had been implemented before. I'll be honest, not after. And I think this is sort of where the problem Final Fantasy 14 is having itself. And I think the time management and management from the company, because it's all off. I mean, I think they should have had out, but they push it out a month after and you didn't have the features or anything. And my assumption is that they were working on Final Fantasy Tactics, the remake, and spinning up a team like they did for 15, which to me is a big problem. And it's something that Square Enix has been having a habit of doing. They also announced Final Fantasy Tactics 2, which, if that's your game, if like sort of that type of style game is yours, have fun. But I just think the problem is they're sort of spreading it out thin and not gonna invest in Final Fantasy 14, which is gonna bite them in the butt later on, in my opinion. I get the whole idea of diversifying, but the problem is you shouldn't be trying to diversify when the money making game is in the crapper. Like you should be investing in that at the moment. And I think, especially myself included, a lot of people, and myself included, didn't notice this until the quality went down in the game, in Final Fantasy 14. Because it's probably they did that with Stormblood, with Final Fantasy, the Origins one, the one that was supposed to be like a Dark Souls for Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy 15 and 16. So, yeah, that's something that I think that Square needs to fix up. Because it's honestly, it's easy. Like, yes, Ruka Lamont is probably a hated character in Final Fantasy 14. That's probably an easy fix. Just, at the end of the expansion, just have her have a good send off where her and her brother rule Turiel. And, you start with new character and, have her appear every so often, but not to the point where she's a part of the story. Like, sort of what they did with the leaders of the Udal, Limsa, and Gridania in Endwalker, like something like that. But anyway, so let's get back to the thing. It says, because of how fast we're trying to do this, please don't have expectations too high for the UI. When patch 7.3 will be in early August, which is great, I guess. Here's another question from the feedback vocal question. I wish there was a normal and savage version of the Falk Tower, like there was with Derlubrium Regine. Jane. I'm pronouncing it wrong, I know. But I'm assuming it's the one with the Stormblood area. And it says the simple answer only is why we didn't have a normal and savage is cost. I know it doesn't matter for a customer. We weren't able, and this is the other answer, we weren't able to do this for this instance, but future instances of OC, we will try to have both normal and savage version. We had every corporate give Gil as rewards as well, and our understanding is how the rewards been feeling off, and we'll get into that next. The issue is, how is it cost? I mean, I understand, yes, your shareholders want money, but you'll release, or at least been releasing a new store item every flipping month. Like, I can't be mad at Yoshi P because I feel like he's sort of the spokesperson. He's not the one that's making decisions at this point. But it's just like, what the man? What the fuck, Square? Like, you're being run by a bunch of nitwits, to be honest. Because the issue is I'll be honest, they should have both. That'd be more content for people to play. And also, at the end of the day, it's just I understand the sort of half baked honesty, but I don't think that's something you should tell a customer in general. Because to me, that's a huge turnoff. Oh, we didn't do it because of cost. Okay, but you'll have sponsors at the end of the stream and stuff for let's see, for camping gear, a pop-up store, uh, Chronicles of Erosia, a photo book. So, like, and for the primals. I understand everyone gets a cut, but that also means Square gets hopefully a good cut too. So, what is the, like, what's going on? My assumption is at the end of the day is that they invested the time and money to making Final Fantasy Tactics and also the new Final Fantasy 14 mobile game. Okay, I guess. I just honestly, and we'll go into deeper in this, where it says, hold on. It goes on, when Magic Pot and Happy Bunny coffers contain only material and fireworks, the rewards feel inadequate for the effort required. And then this is Yoshi P's response. We do feel we have missed the mark on the rewards, and we're discussing how to change this. Maybe we have given rewards from coffers that have been too good in the past. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is many of those coffer rewards are why people still do the content today, because they offer good stuff like mounts, hairstyles, and stuff. And if they aren't willing to invest in the rewards that the coffer drops, then why will people go back to the content again once it's done? Here's the issue: they're going into cosmic exploration, which they mounts and stuff, which I think I don't mind the fact that no mounts, but if they want to put it in, but a lot of the missions need to be adjusted ASAP, and that should have been the 7.25. But essentially, this is what they said. Please increase the time limit for missions. This is the feedback we got from Gatherer's Lot. We will adjust the time for some missions. Yes, I do. Okay, but please make the missions report window automatically. Yes. Okay, this is sort of good. All the stuff with cosmic exploration, but the problem is it's going to come in. Is it going to come in 7.25 or 7.3? And knowing Square's track record with this stuff lately, it's 7.3. And the issue, I think, costs become a problem because at the end of the day, they are. Like I said with Final Fantasy Tactics, they're just gonna use the money for other projects. And the problem is that, in my opinion, is that they're neglecting Final Fantasy 14. And if they neglect a game that is making them the most money, they're going to lose. Nothing against Yoshi P. I understand, yes, Japanese culture is very polite, but the problem is how much can you and I understand Yoshi P is probably apologizing for the company, and this is sort of going to be my take. It's going to be a little harsh, but how many times can you apologize until it comes off as very fake and ass? To be honest, sort of the thing that I get because they seem to be repeating the same mistakes over and over again. They're doing this sort of contract drip cycle. They're doing bad rewards. They're essentially, like they've been doing this. I know they've been doing this probably longer than Stormblood, but they've been diverging money from Final Fantasy 14 to other games. So when is the point that that Square is gonna stop apologizing and take action? Is gonna be when most of the player leaves, numbers lower than they are. I'm gonna wrap this episode up because I'm just kind of upset because I've played Final Fantasy 14 since the end of ARR, but there's nothing you can do. That's just the way the dice roll. Anyways, have a good one. Take care. Stay healthy. Stay hydrated. Happy gaming. And if it's warm where you are, stay cool. And thank you for listening. Bye.